Set up a hidden camera in my hospital room to capture my baby's first moment, and it accidentally recorded my husband sneaking his friends in at midnight to mock my post-pregnancy body while I was lying there Dr. Ged and unable to move. I am 28 years old, and I gave birth to my first child 5 weeks ago. Her name is Layla. She's perfect. The one good thing in all this mess. My husband, Adam, 32, and I have been married for 3 years, together for 5. Pregnancy wasn't easy for me. I had morning sickness almost the whole way through, my body changed a lot, and emotionally, I struggled. I wasn't glowing or graceful like the moms you see online. I felt like a swollen balloon with hair loss, breakouts, and stretch marks. But I thought it was worth it. Every part of it. I did not expect Adam to find all of that beautiful, honestly, I barely did, but I thought he understood. I thought he loved me for more than just how I looked. After giving birth, I was exhausted. Completely wiped. I had a complicated labor that ended in an emergency C-section. I was on pain meds and trying to figure out how to breastfeed, sit, stand, walk, basically how to exist in my body again. The hospital stay was a blur. Nurses in and out, pain meds kicking in and out, my whole sense of time melting into this surreal haze. Layla was amazing, but I wasn't myself. I was trying so hard to be a good mom while feeling like I'd been run over by a truck. Adam was supportive at first. At least, on the surface. He brought me water, helped change diapers, took pictures of Layla for his family, told me to rest. I thought we were in this together. I remember the night it happened because it was the first night they let me sleep longer than 2 hours. They'd finally figured out a med balance that worked for the pain, and I was drifting in and out of sleep while Adam stayed in the room with me. Or so I thought. It was sometime after midnight. I had my eyes closed, trying to get comfortable with the weird band of pressure around my belly from the incision. I heard some shuffling, the sound of voices. It did not register right away. But I wasn't fully asleep. I was half under and half out. Just enough awareness to know something wasn't right. The voices were male. At least 3. One of them was Adam. I figured maybe he was FaceTiming someone, showing off the baby. A little weird that late at night, but whatever. Then I heard the door open and close. Footsteps. I still could not move much because of the meds, so I kept my eyes shut, hoping it was just a quick visit or something. But I heard laughing. Low voices. Whispering. Then I heard Adam say it. He was standing near the bassinet, showing Layla to his friends, who had apparently come into my hospital room without my knowledge. He told them, laughing, that I was too ugly to be seen right now. It looked like I got hit by a truck and then dragged across gravel. He actually said that. I remember it word for word. He told them I'd let myself go during pregnancy, and now it was just tragic. He did not want anyone to see me like that because it was honestly embarrassing how bad I looked. One of the guys, I do not even know who, said something like "damn, man," and laughed. Another one said, "That's what happens when they trap you with a kid." I lay there frozen. I do not even know how to describe what I felt in that moment. I wasn't sure if I was dreaming. My face felt hot, like I was burning from the inside. But I could not move. Could not speak. The meds made everything slow and floaty. My brain was screaming, but my body would not move. I heard Adam tell them not to worry, that I was knocked out on the good stuff and would not remember anything. They could take turns holding Layla as long as they were quiet. I heard the sound of a can. I think they snuck in beer or something. Hospital policy clearly did not matter to them. I stayed still. Listened. Every word they said was like another punch in the gut. They made jokes about how my boobs probably look now. About how it's all downhill after this. One of them even said something about starting over with someone younger, and Adam just kind of laughed. He did not shut it down. He did not say no. He laughed. I lay there feeling like I was in a nightmare. These were the people he brought around our newborn daughter. While I was helpless, cut open, bruised, stitched together, and medicated. I stayed quiet the whole time. Did not even open my eyes. Just listened. Memorized everything. I do not know how long they stayed, but it felt like hours. Eventually, they left. I heard the door shut again, and Adam came back to sit beside me like nothing had happened. I kept my breathing even. I made him think I was still asleep. But here's the thing. Before going into labor, I had planned to make a special video of Layla's first days. I had set up a small voice-activated camera to capture little moments when people came in to meet her. I wanted to surprise her later in life with a compilation of all the love she received in her first week of life. Adam had helped me set it up. It was hidden inside one of those cute nursery animal cameras, aimed at the bassinet. He completely forgot about it. It recorded everything. His voice. Their laughter. Every horrible word. I did not watch it right away. I could not. I left the footage alone for days after we got home. But I could not stop hearing it in my head. Over and over again. I started looking at myself in the mirror differently. Started second guessing every moment we'd had during pregnancy. I wondered how long he'd thought I was too ugly. How long has he been disgusted by me? Was it just post-birth, or had he always felt that way and just pretended better before? He acted totally normal after that night. Like he hadn't said anything. Like he did not humiliate me behind my back while I lay there helpless. He kissed my forehead, told me I was a great mom, sent pictures of Layla to his family, posted her little baby mittens on Facebook with cheesy captions like she's our whole world. Meanwhile, I felt hollow. Like I was watching myself from outside my body. Every time he touched me or smiled at me, I felt sick. I did not know how to bring it up. I waited. I started replaying the video. I saved it in 3 places. On my phone, on my laptop, and in the cloud. I backed it up twice. I even emailed it to myself just in case. And then I started planning. Because Layla's naming ceremony was coming up soon. And Adam had no idea. And he had no clue I had the whole thing on video. I went quiet for the weeks leading up to the naming ceremony. I did not argue with him, mention the recording, cry in front of him or ask for explanations. I just went through the motions. Smiled when he smiled. Agreed when he talked about parenting. Nodded when he planned the celebration to welcome our daughter. I felt like I was floating. Watching myself from the outside. That made it easier for him to keep pretending everything was normal. He had no clue what I was planning. He kept talking about our future with Layla, saying we'd raise her together, that we were a strong team, and that she'd grow up seeing her parents united and in love. I listened quietly while every word made me feel like I was suffocating. But I smiled anyway. I acted like I was in it with him. Behind the scenes, I was packing. I had a bag ready with all the important stuff, documents, extra cash, clothes for me and Layla, a backup phone, and 2 copies of the video. One on a USB. One on an SD card. I left 1 copy at my sister's place, just in case. I did not tell her everything, but I gave her enough of a warning to expect something big. The naming ceremony was going to be at his parents' house. His mom, Melissa, was super excited and offered to host. She invited everyone, family from both sides, friends, cousins, and even people from his office. Around 40 guests were expected. I had everything planned. Even hired a videographer under the excuse of capturing memories from the special day. No one found it odd. Lots of people do it now for baby-related events. He also brought a small projector setup, because I told him I had a sweet little surprise video I wanted to share. I told everyone it was a compilation of Layla's early moments. Adam had no idea. He was busy showing Layla to everyone like a proud dad. Beaming. Laughing. Posing for pictures. His mom kept hugging people, crying happy tears. My parents were polite, but I could tell they were holding back. They never loved him much, but they stayed calm for Layla. I wore a soft, flowy dress. My hair was curled. Light makeup. I still felt tired from healing, but I kept it together. Told myself it was only a few more hours. Then I'd be free. Adam looked at me like I was his perfect wife. He had his arm around me, kept saying we made a beautiful family. He had no idea what was about to hit him. After the cake was cut and guests started settling into little groups to eat and talk, I gave the signal to the videographer. He started setting up. I stepped forward, holding Layla, and told everyone I had a short video to share, a little something from the early hospital days. People smiled, clapped a little. Adam looked surprised but proud. He leaned into me like he was touched by the gesture. The lights dimmed, and the video started. The first 20 seconds were calm. A few soft clips and pictures of Layla in the hospital. Me holding her. Adam is feeding her. Some peaceful music in the background. It felt sweet and real. Then the video cut to the hospital room. Footage from a nursery cam I'd quietly saved. You could see the edge of the bed where I'd been lying, the bassinet, and the door. You could hear voices clearly. Adam entered with his friends. The audio picked up everything. The moment his voice said what he really thought about my body after pregnancy, the room went silent. He kept talking. He laughed. His friends laughed. They threw in a few comments. He made more jokes. They laughed again. He said I was too drugged to know what was happening. I did not look at anyone. I just kept watching the screen, holding Layla against my chest. The entire video lasted about 2 minutes. It was more than enough. When it ended, I turned and said I needed to take Layla to change her diaper. Then I walked away. No one tried to stop me. No one said a word. I walked into the guest room where I'd hidden my bag, picked it up, strapped Layla into her carrier, and walked out the back door into the Uber I had scheduled. I did not say goodbye. I did not wait for questions. I did not even look back. That night I stayed at my sister's place. She had wine ready. She held Layla while I finally sat down and let myself cry. I showed her the full video later. She cried too. She said she had a feeling Adam was off, but never thought he could be that cruel. She said I should have gone to a lawyer first. Maybe. But I needed the family to see it. I needed them to know exactly what he'd done, in his own words, with no excuses. The next few hours were a mess. Adam blew up my phone. At first, the messages were angry, accusing, full of denial. He said I twisted things, that I edited it, that I made him look worse than he was. He called me names, said I ruined his life. Then the messages changed. He started apologizing. Said he wasn't himself. That he only said those things to make his friends laugh. That he did not really mean them. He started saying he loved me, that he was scared to lose me, that Layla needed her dad. I did not respond to a single message. His mom sent me a short message saying she was sorry and hoped I was safe. That was it. Nothing more. Some of his relatives unfollowed me online. A few of mine sent me heart emojis. Some friends said I did the right thing. Some asked if I was okay. A couple of people said it was too much, that I shouldn't have embarrassed him in public. That I should have handled it privately. But that was never going to be enough. Right now, I am staying at my sister's, figuring things out. I have some savings. I have already spoken to a lawyer. I am going to fight to keep Layla away from him. She deserves better. I look at her and feel both heartbreak and hope. Heartbreak because her father turned out to be someone who could mock the woman who gave birth to her, and hope because I know she'll grow up with someone who will not let her believe her worth is measured by her appearance. She will not be raised by a man who thinks it's okay to laugh at people behind their backs. Not while I am here. Some people still say I went too far. Playing the video publicly was cruel. That I should have just left quietly. But I could not. He got to humiliate me when I was weak, drugged, and barely conscious. This time, I made sure everyone saw who he really was. Ida for playing the video of my husband mocking my post-pregnancy body in front of our entire family and then ghosting him right after. Update 1, he filed for joint custody within 2 weeks. He tried to make it look like I had postpartum depression that turned into paranoia. Said I overreacted to a harmless joke. Called me emotionally unstable. Claimed I was using our daughter to punish him and ruin his relationship with his child. His lawyer included a whole timeline of events, twisting everything I did into signs that I was unfit to co-parent. I expected the attack, but it still hit me hard. I did not want to be in court with him. I did not want to be near him at all. But I had no choice. My lawyer was amazing. I gave her everything. The video, the messages he sent me before and after it went viral among family, the screenshots of him mocking me during pregnancy and group chats I had access to, even a few voice notes he had carelessly sent in the past, where he sounded cold and dismissive whenever I asked for help. I also gave her my birth records, showing complications he never once helped me through. A few friends from both sides agreed to write statements. Some of his own ex-friends, the ones who were in the video laughing, apologized and offered to confirm what was said that day. One of them said he felt sick after seeing the video again and realized how cruel it all was. My sister wrote about the night I came to stay with her, how I was shaking, carrying Layla like the only thing keeping me standing. My mom wrote about how Adam ignored me during the last 2 months of pregnancy, how he skipped appointments, and how she had to step in. The first court hearing was nerve-wracking. He sat across from me like he was the victim. Calm, dressed perfectly, nodding along as his lawyer talked about how much he loved his daughter. He did not look at me once. I sat holding back tears, trying to stay collected while every word from his side painted me as someone I did not recognize. My lawyer responded with the video and supporting evidence. The judge requested to review everything in private. The room went quiet when she mentioned that the father's behavior had already raised safety concerns for the mother and child. Adam flinched, but still kept his composure. I did not. The second hearing was worse. They questioned my mental state. Asked about my support system. Asked how I planned to raise Layla without a father figure. Tried to spin my silence after the video as an unwillingness to co-parent. I stayed calm, but I felt sick for days after. It was hard to sit there and hear myself described like that, like I was trying to ruin his life just out of spite. I went home and cried into a pillow so Layla would not hear. My lawyer reassured me we had a solid case. She said people like him are good at pretending. That the system does not always catch subtle emotional abuse, but we were doing everything right. I kept telling myself it was for Layla. I did not want her growing up thinking that kind of man was normal. The judge has yet to make a final decision, but there's talk of a custody evaluator being brought in. I am okay with that. I have nothing to hide. He still sends occasional messages. Some are cold, some are fake apologetic. He's trying to build a trail of him being the calm one. He posts about fatherhood online now. Shows pictures of Layla that he took before I left. Tries to act like an involved parent. But he has not asked once how she's actually doing. Not through the lawyer. Not directly. Not even a note. I am exhausted. Every time I see his name pop up on paperwork or my phone, I feel my chest tighten. But I am not backing down. Layla deserves better. I deserve peace. I did not fight through all that pain to end up handing her over on weekends to someone who once laughed at my body like it was a joke. Update 2. The custody ruling came through about a week ago. The judge granted me full custody of Layla. Adam got supervised visits every other weekend at a visitation center. There's no overnights and no unsupervised time, which is what I was hoping for. It's temporary for now, but it's still a big relief. It's not something I celebrated or even smiled about, to be honest. I felt more numb than anything. I guess after months of stress, paperwork, court dates, and trying to keep it all together for my daughter, my body just kind of shut down. I did not even cry. I just sat there, took a breath, and let it settle. The whole process was harder than I expected. I thought once I had evidence and a clear story, it would move quickly. It did not. Everything dragged. Every little detail had to be proved. Adam's lawyer really leaned into the narrative that I was emotional and unstable. They even tried to use the fact that I left him at the naming ceremony as proof of being vindictive. Thankfully, I had records of everything: texts, voice messages, even screenshots from friends who'd heard what he said about me. I had also started keeping notes of anything concerning after Layla was born. It helped. A few people spoke on my behalf, including my sister and a close friend who had been around during the pregnancy. They were honest about what they'd seen. Not dramatic, just factual. They said what needed to be said, and I am grateful. The court took it seriously. The judge did not give me everything I wanted, but the supervised visitation part was a huge win for Layla's safety. Adam did not react much when the decision was read. He looked annoyed, maybe surprised. His lawyer said something about him having the right to appeal. I do not know if he will. He seems like the type to hold grudges, but also the type to avoid doing real work if it does not benefit him directly. I would not be shocked either way. He did message me after the ruling. Just something short, kind of fake friendly. Like nothing had happened, and we were suddenly co-parents on good terms. I did not reply. I just sent it to my lawyer. I have made the decision that I will not engage with him directly anymore unless it's required and through proper channels. He's already shown me what he's capable of when he thinks I am weak or alone. Layla's too young to understand what's happening, but she's doing well. She's growing fast, teething again, which means less sleep for me, but we're getting through it. Her personality is really starting to show. She's curious, loves to grab everything, and gets excited whenever I play music for her. I think that's what's kept me going, just seeing her thrive despite the chaos around her. Even though the ruling is a relief, I do not feel like things are over. I am still on edge most days. I worry about what's next. Adam is not the type to back down quietly, even if he does it in subtle ways. He might try to use the supervised visits to slowly build a new story, pretend to be involved, act like the good guy. I do not know. I have seen enough to know I can't trust anything on the surface. The first supervised visit has not happened yet, but it's scheduled for next weekend. I am nervous. Not because I think anything will happen during the visit, it will be monitored, but because I know it's the start of another chapter. I hate the idea of her being around him, even in a controlled environment, but I also know the court wants to see both parents involved unless there's extreme harm. I have to work with what I have got. I have also started looking into therapy, mainly for myself, but eventually for Layla too when she's older. I think I need help processing everything. I have been in survival mode for so long that I do not even know what normal feels like anymore. Some days I am fine, and some days I am just exhausted from carrying it all. I do not want to bottle it up until it spills over at the worst time. Money's tight, but I am figuring it out. I have taken on some freelance work I can do from home while Layla naps. It's not much, but it helps. I have also had some support from my sister and a couple of friends who've been amazing. I am lucky in that way. I know not everyone has that. I am trying not to think too far ahead. I know this could still go a lot of different directions. Adam could try to appeal. He could try to manipulate the situation to make himself look like a victim. He might just disappear for a while, then show up months later wanting a fresh start. Nothing would surprise me at this point. For now, I am just focused on keeping things steady for Layla. Safe home, regular routine, lots of cuddles and calm. That's all I care about right now. Court might be over for the moment, but parenting never is. So yeah, that's where things stand. It's a step forward, but it does not feel like a finish line. Just another checkpoint. Update 3. Lately, I have been seriously thinking about moving in with Layla. Not because I am trying to run away from anything, but because I feel like it might be a good way to get a fresh start for both of us. The idea is to move closer to some family members who live a few hours away and who have offered to help whenever I need it. It's not a sudden decision. I have been weighing the pros and cons for a while now. The main reason is support. Since all of this custody stuff started, it's been mostly me handling everything. Work, Layla, the house, and court appointments. Sometimes I feel like I am just barely keeping up. Having family nearby would make a big difference, especially with childcare and just everyday help. Plus, they know the situation and have seen what Adam was like, so I would not have to explain as much or worry about judgment. I have looked into the city where they live. It's not perfect, but it's safe and has a decent job market for the kind of work I do. It's also got good childcare options, which will help when Layla gets a bit older and I want to get back to working more hours. The cost of living is similar to where I am now, so it would not be a huge financial shock. I could probably find a small apartment or a modest place to rent until I get settled. Of course, the big thing on my mind is how this move will affect the custody arrangement. Since Adam has supervised visitation every other weekend, changing cities could make things complicated. He lives here now and the visitation center is nearby. If we move, the court would have to reconsider the arrangements because of the distance. I am aware that Adam might try to use the move against me. He could claim that I am trying to keep Layla away from him, or that I am not thinking about her best interests. He might even try to ask for more visitation or argue for joint custody again. I am not sure how the court would see it, but I know it's a risk. Still, I think having family support will outweigh the negatives in the long run. I have started gathering information about the legal side. I spoke to my lawyer briefly about what steps I would need to take if I decide to move. Apparently, I'd have to file a formal request with the court explaining why the move is necessary and how it benefits Layla. I'd also have to provide a plan for how visitation with Adam could continue without causing too much disruption. It's a bit intimidating. I do not want to make things harder for Layla or drag the situation out with more court battles. At the same time, I want to make sure I'm doing what's best for both of us. Being near family would give me a chance to build a more stable environment, and hopefully reduce stress for Layla too. I have also talked to a few friends who have been through similar situations. Some warned me that custody cases can get messy when one parent moves away, even if it's for good reasons. Others said it's important to show that the move is about improving the child's life and not about hurting the other parent. That makes sense, and I am trying to keep that in mind. For now, I am still in the thinking phase. I am making lists of pros and cons, checking out apartments online, and figuring out the best timing if I do decide to move. Layla's routine is a big consideration too. I do not want to disrupt her too much, especially with sleep and feeding schedules still being a priority. I haven't told Adam yet. I am not sure how I will, or when. Given how he reacted to other things, I expect it will not be an easy conversation. That's partly why I am trying to prepare myself with all the legal info and a clear plan before I bring it up. I want to have answers ready and be calm, not emotional. I am also thinking about how the move could impact visits with Adam beyond just logistics. Would supervised visits still happen at a center close to him? Would he want to travel here to visit? Would that be too much hassle for everyone? These are all questions I do not have answers for yet. On the bright side, I do feel more hopeful about this idea than I did about many things lately. Moving closer to family means more hands to help, and that feels important right now. It also means Layla would have more family around to watch her grow up, which I think would be good for her. I know there's no perfect solution. Custody arrangements are never easy, especially with complicated history. But this feels like a practical step to improve our daily lives, even if it comes with some challenges. So, for now, I'm going to keep looking into the move and talking to my lawyer. I will keep thinking about what's best for Layla and me, and try to make the right decision based on that. I am not rushing anything and I want to be sure before making any big changes.